Hey, everybody. I am so excited to welcome you to a conversation with the Women's Foundation of Florida. Today, it's March 25th, 2020, and we're so excited to have this inspired action conversation, laughing all the way. I am Judith Selzer with the Women's Foundation of Florida, and I'm going to let my colleagues Kate and Takita introduce themselves as well.
Oh, yay. Hello, everyone. I am Kate Bowman, and I am on the board of the Women's Foundation of Florida, proud board member.
Hi, everyone. I'm Takita King Pang. I'm the Chief Program Officer for the Women's Foundation.
And so right away, we're going to get you started with those laughs we promised. So we had promised to do a Facebook Live event tonight, laughing all the way, to talk about our inspired action and our goals. And we had a tiny bit of technical difficulties. So we are not live, but you get to watch this awesome recording, and it's still going to be funny. You're still going to walk away inspired. You're still going to learn how to take action, and we'll figure out the Facebook Live part of it next week. So, so inspired action. Where did that term even come from, Kate? Because you really helped put together the Inspired Action Program and have been leading it for the last couple of years for the Women's Foundation. Where did that motivation and focus on inspired action come from? Why does it have to be inspired? Why not just take action?
Yes, well, you could just take action, but inspired action is way more fun. No, it really just came from conversations with so many women that I was having that just had these great ideas and things they wanted to do. And, you know, we all have ideas, and ideas is the easy part. Actually doing something about them is the hard part. And really what I found, and I think, I mean, really not even what I found, but just in general, people that are doing any type of work, we don't always feel like doing stuff, and we'll procrastinate. But the second that we actually start doing it, like, we do get inspired to keep going, right? Like, it's almost like you have to just do. I mean, this whole concept of like inspired and motivate, you have to get motivated, or I'm going to wait for the inspiration to write. No, the inspiration doesn't come until you start writing, until you start doing, until you start creating. And so I just felt like that was a good name, because that's what I really feel like people needed, is just that like boost of inspiration.
Which comes from just taking the steps, doing it one step at a time.
And maybe it should have been action inspired. Maybe.
Yeah. I get it, though. I like it. And Takita, you've gone to the Inspired Action lunches a number of times. What are you finding valuable about them? And you manage all of the programs for the Women's Foundation. So what are program participants saying to you about why they keep coming back to Inspired Action events and programs?
I think the coolest thing about the whole program is really just sitting down, breaking your goal or your visions down into pieces so that you have like smaller chunks. Like Kate said, if you say this week I'm going to do this small action, once you do that, you're inspired to do the next action because you've already got the ball rolling. And that's what we hear from so many women. It's like, it's so crazy. I went to this 1.5 hour lunch, and all of a sudden I did things that I've been waiting to do forever, that I've been putting off or haven't been able to get to. So it really does. We're seeing the results at the end of that month period, because they sit through the lunch and they're able to really think through the different steps to get them started.
And what you're saying really seems to be reflected, I think, on the sign behind Ms. Volman. It says, say yes to new adventures? Am I reading that correctly? It's hard on the video.
Yes. Yeah. Say yes to new adventures.
And that's part of this idea of inspired action. You don't have to know the entire path of it. It's an adventure. If you knew exactly how it was going to turn out, how interesting is that? So the inspired part, take the first step, say yes to the adventure, and not knowing exactly where it's going to land. But if you come up with the first step, you do that, you get inspired to take the second step, you do that, you get inspired to take the third step. Kind of like our little Facebook Live activity tonight. We didn't have it all mapped out. It didn't quite work well, but we are still laughing. We're still having fun. We said yes to the adventure, and we're starting to move forward with taking this Inspired Action Program onto Facebook, and not just in the physical room together, but we said, hey, we want to be able to build a bigger community, because right now, unfortunately, with coronavirus, we can't get together at a tea house. We can't get together at a restaurant the way we've been doing. So we said, hey, we don't need to know the entire plan. Part of the fun's the adventure. Let's just get on Facebook Live and have a conversation with folks about how to take inspired action. And look, that didn't even work out right, but it's still fun. We're still moving forward, and we're getting it crossed off the list. We've done our first online conversation about inspired action. Look, great. I'm inspired to figure out how to do it better next time.
And I love and really one of the things, I mean, we literally, this is the way things work. Judith called me yesterday and said, hey, let's talk about this thing that we were talking about, maybe doing something online. And then we came up with this, with the name Laughing Forward, because we just need to make people laugh and have fun and like work on their goals. And so that was really the whole inspiration behind doing these. It was really more around, there's people right now that, you know, we're in kind of a quarantine situation. Some people have a little bit more time spending with their family and friends, and it's a time for us to read more books or do some of those things that we keep saying we're going to do. And talking about saying yes to new adventures, I love that, Judith, you are someone who just like constantly tries new things. You're like painting, or you're like taking or you're learning how to cook, or you just are, and you're a huge traveler and you go to lots. I mean, you totally are someone who lives life to the fullest and really does appreciate a lot of different, you're not kind of one-sided. You appreciate a lot of different things, and you try a lot of things. And I don't think, well, not everybody does that. So yeah. How do you kind of come up with like, hey, I'm going to do this, and then you just don't think about it. You just do it.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, it's so true. That's very much part of my personality. And so for those of you who are like, this is interesting, but I don't know what my inspired action step is, here's a suggestion. Take it or leave it. So the part of my personality Kate's talking about, that I say, hey, I want to take a painting class. I want to figure out how to do this Facebook Live thing. I'm going to take a course to learn how to be a coach. All these different things you all see me doing. I'm going to start the Women's Foundation with another colleague and friend. You know, how are we going to do all this? My personality type is called the Epicure. So raise your hand if you've ever learned about the Enneagram. Great, that's right. Everybody on the call knows about the Enneagram. So those of you watching this, go to Google, type in the Enneagram. There's great books on it. There's online quizzes. Part of taking action, learning how to take inspired action, is also knowing yourself, because part of what makes Kate take inspired action and what makes Takeda take inspired action and what allows me to take inspired action is different for each one of us. So part of it is first holding up the mirror and learning about your own motivations, your stressors, when you're your best self, when you're at your most stressed out moment. And one tool, it's not the perfect tool, there's no one perfect tool, but one tool I've really found helpful is the Enneagram, and learning that I'm a number 7, I'm the Epicure, and I like to do all different things because life is to be enjoyed. And so for me, taking that first step to just start something is really, really awesome and fun and easy to do, because I think life's to be enjoyed. What I had to learn about myself through the Enneagram tool is that seeing something completely through, it's really important to have a full work plan. So those of you who've worked with me, Kate and Takeda and others, I am a obsessive person about writing things down and getting plans, because otherwise I take 3 painting classes and stop. I do 1 Facebook Live and I stop. I need a plan that says, hey, we're going to do it every week, Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and keep it moving forward, because I have lots of interests in life. So Takeda, you know, for you, what have you found about yourself of how you either take that first step or how you keep going along the path? What works for you to take that action and stay inspired to see it through to the end?
Honestly, it's just, I'm a planner. Obviously, I love a good work plan and a good calendar and a schedule. And so I like to plot out everything I think is in front of me, and like make a list, and then I prioritize it. But sometimes it's just, what's a small thing I can do right now that'll get me started? And so I'll have the list of, you know, these are my top priorities, but here are the small things that I can get the ball rolling with. I will say I have been using all of these tools quite a bit the last 2 weeks. as we try to turn our very much in-person organization into a virtual one. And it's definitely a new adventure.
A new adventure, that's right. And I'm curious around taking inspired action. Kate, I know so much of what inspires you to forge ahead on all of these amazing things you're doing in the world around you is you're constantly getting motivation from others. You are always reading something great or listening to a cool podcast. So what's a book that's, something you've read that's interesting recently, or what's a cool podcast that's been giving you some inspiration to take action and chase after your dreams?
All right, so I have so many ideas, but or things that come to mind. I've actually been trying to not listen to as many podcasts because I have found that like consuming so much, it almost makes it harder to create. So I have to get away from like some of the podcasts because it kind of gets your mind. It's like for, just like you have all these ideas, right? And it's like, so. But yes, I still listen to them. But I have read some really great books, and some that I think are really good for now, just like in this time, is this one, Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. He's also written Ego is the Enemy, The Obstacle is the Way. I adore him. And then I also think that for anybody that's in a space of like they want to create, but they feel like they are kind of holding themselves back. The War of Art is by Stephen Pressfield is one of the most incredible books. And it's something that it's like a really easy read. It's one of those you can kind of pick up whenever, and whatever page you read, it's going to be inspired in some way. And then the last one I'll share is, especially right now where I think a lot of people are taking time to kind of reflect on themselves and what they really want in life. The Rhythm of Life by Matthew Kelly is such an incredible book that really allows you to focus on what is really most important to you. Where do you get your energy from? What are the things that you should really focus on day to day in order to become the best version of yourself? And that's really his mission, which is my mission because I get to lead Floyd Consulting, which is his organization. So anything by Matthew Kelly is amazing, but The Rhythm of Life is a great place to.
I love that title and your description of the book. That's going to definitely get added to my bookshelf.
Good.
Well, so hey, we have another awesome colleague on. How you doing? See, you just joined. Can you see us?
I can see you. Hi, guys.
Michelle, I hope you don't mind, like we're recording this and we're going to be sharing it. So as long as you're cool with that.
That is fine.
So do you want to say hi to folks? Tell folks who you are.
Hi, everyone. I am Michelle Fletcher. I am the program director for the Women's Foundation in Broward County. So super excited to see us doing something virtually. And I'm loving the information so far.
And do you have any tips you want to share? What inspires you to take action, Michelle? You're always, creating programs for the Women's Foundation and so much other wonderful stuff for the community. How do you stay focused and inspired?
Well, I have to say I am a self-starter, and I do like to constantly be doing things, especially productive things. So thank goodness for those genes, for just liking to go for it. But I am a list person and I'm a planner also. So having that plan in advance for my next day or kind of the things I plan to accomplish during the week really helps me. And then I've read so many great books. One that I really loved, one of my most recent reads, was by Brendon Burchard, High Performing Habits, which is an awesome book. There's just so many, but that is one that I am actually reading it for the second time because it was so good. And I was like, I have to go back through it. It has so many great tips for leaders and just for anyone in business or wanting to help move, any type of entity forward in a productive and efficient way.
So this is great. So folks who are watching this, you've got lots of recommendations. You've got the Essential Enneagram Guidebook. You've got The Rhythm of Life. You've got the, Habits?
High Performance Habits.
High Performing Habits. Great books, great opportunities to learn a little bit while you're home and practicing social distancing and flattening the curve so we all hopefully stay healthy. You've got some extra time to read, and whether it's just even 10 pages a day, I know I'm definitely going to pick up those couple of new books you all have suggested, so I have something to read this weekend.
Yay.
And I'm going to go take that Enneagram test, because this is like the third time I've been hearing about it. And I'm like, I think I'm a 3 from what I've heard, but I have to go check. I got to do the test.
Yes. Oh, I'm so interested to see which one you come out as. It is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
So we are going to definitely do these things live. That was the purpose, because we do want to be able to like have people come on and join us. And we want to do it weekly because we wanted to make sure that it is something that people feel like we're able to help hold each other accountable. We want to talk about our goals and some of the things that we do want to accomplish over the next 30, 60, 90, or however many days we'll be in self-quarantine. So that's really the purpose behind what this was going to be. So we will definitely start doing them live so everyone can come on and join the conversation. And we're really looking forward to just being with people and connecting with people. And especially Taquita, like you said, we're an organization that's so used to coming together personally. So this is a little different, but hey, we'll roll with it and do what we can to stay connected and help everybody really make time productive instead of all these people that are just kind of like saying, oh, I'm just watching Netflix all day. Now, we don't have time for that.
Well, we'll write a work plan around how to do it and when to do it and how to chat during it and have a book discussion about it afterwards, because that's the kind of women we are.
The most productive Netflix series that we can watch to help us make us better.
It's so true. It's so true. Well, I'm so glad that I got a chance to talk with the three of you tonight, Kate and Michelle and Taquita. This has been so fun. And for those of you watching at home, stay tuned. Keep coming back to our Facebook page. We're going to let you know the regular schedule. We're actually going to figure out how to do this live so you can participate and either join the video or chat in your comments and questions. But this is going to be super fun. The Women's Foundation of Florida is going virtual, and we're going to stay connected. We're going to stay empowered. We're going to continue to change the way the world works together. So thanks to all of these three awesome, powerful women for joining me tonight on this great Zoom chat, which we ended up recording and posting. And this will get posted again online. So if you're watching this, just start posting your comments and questions and ideas below, because that'll give us some inspired action steps to take before the next live video chat. So we really want your feedback and ideas on call topics as well.
Yes. Awesome.
Well, thanks. Good night, everybody.
Bye.